How to hack your mindset to get rich in wholesaling. Guys, it's Rick Ginn, and today I'm going to teach you how to get unstuck in your current thinking to change your trajectory. More importantly, I'm going to teach you how to make this change. And the third and final thing is I'm going to show you how to consistently get whatever you want in life. But before I get into the video, do me a favor. I need you to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button to continue to receive the best possible information on wholesaling today. So let's get into it. We are talking about mindset, and I somewhat have a master's degree in doing this because I've spent my whole life trying to figure out how to get whatever I want. And I'm here to share the secret with you, and I'm going to show you how this relates to wholesaling and how it relates to your entire life. So number one is you're going to have to figure out how to get uncomfortable to get what you want in life. That honestly is going to be the biggest challenge you have in doing this. So I want you to think about this. If any of you have ever had to go to a gym to work out, or you went on a diet, you wanted to lose some weight, think about the process that's happened. It's going to get brutally uncomfortable for a period of time, and you are not going to get short-term gains. So what happens if you're doing either of the, or either working out or weight loss? You do it because you want to feel better, you want to look better, and you want to be healthy. Who doesn't want that? The problem is, to get that stuff, you have to get uncomfortable. It's going to hurt. It's not going to like break you, but it's going to get uncomfortable is the best word. So I'm trying to teach you what uncomfortability means. If you want to lose weight, you have to eat less food and you have to get more active. And if you're lifting weights, you have to get repetition and break down your muscles for them to grow and for you to lose weight. And all this is going to require you to get uncomfortable without any short-term gains. The only way you can get through this is, number one, you got to do it for yourself. You can't do it for others. If you do it for anything other than yourself, it is going to be a short-term fix and you're going to go back to your old thinking. Number two, you got to think about the end result. An example is, I like to work out in the morning. Why? Because I got a busy day and I want to get the hardest thing done first. Lifting weights, stretching, and doing cardio is challenging. I don't want to do it in the morning, but I do not let my body dictate to my mind on what's going to happen for the day. So what do? I set an alarm clock, I get up and go, and I get rid of excuses. Unless I have a prior engagement or I'm brutally sick, I go. So stop negotiating with yourself. Like, that's the first key. And here is my secret, is you have to focus on the end result, because you are not going to get a short-term benefit from it. Most of these types of programs can take up to 3 to 6 months to even see the first result. I know that's painful, but that's the truth. So if I focus on how I'm going to feel after the workout, I feel better, I feel like I'm growing, I'm progressing. That's the key, as opposed to focusing on sleeping in so I can get a little more rest. It's a short-term gain, but then I feel like I suffer the rest of the day, and you could suffer the rest of your life because a lot of people sleep in and they don't want to take the pain to do this. So an easy fix for this, and this is the example we're going to move forward, is you have to focus on how you feel at the end, because how you feel while you're doing it is different than the end result. And this is the biggest challenge we all have in growing and being a better person. So we have to get uncomfortable, and that's the best analogy I can give you. Now I'm going to talk about what's really going on and why you constantly keep having the same stuff happen to you and you have the same result. Guys, I've been stuck in this pattern. You can take the victim role or you can decide to make a change with it. But before we get to show you how to do the change, let's talk about why it's happening, because this took me a long time to understand this. But once you understand this, it's going to be much easier to change it. So number one is, the reason you're having this issue is you are running off your subconscious programming. Rick, what the heck does that mean? Your subconscious programming is the place of familiarity in your body, meaning it likes a predictable outcome. It likes to know when it's getting food, it likes to know when it's getting rest, and it likes to know when everything is normal. This is what kind of creates you. The problem with subconscious programming is most of it's flawed. They are automatic programs. So you have two types of subconscious programs. You have one that is for your bodily functions. You don't even think about breathing, your heart beating. It just does it. You don't tell yourself to breathe unless you're getting short of oxygen. It just does it automatically. And that's the stuff that you really need to rely on to live in life. And that is what God put in our bodies to make it happen. The other part of it is just your subconscious programming on your day-to-day actions. For instance, if you go to make a cold call and you start getting sweaty and you get nervous and you get scared, your body's trying to tell you you are being set up for rejection. It's going to be painful. So let's avoid it and don't answer that phone. And then we'll go over there and get that snack and we'll relax and lay down in bed. Okay? The problem is the short-term gain is you take the stress off of you, but the problem is the long-term pain is you're never going to get out of this cycle. So what happens is you keep repeating these past experiences. So all your subconscious is a summation of all your past experiences. And what happens is we get into this vicious cycle. So what I want to do in this next part is I'm going to draw you a visual example of what's going on so you can get a graphic picture of exactly what I just explained. So the first thing that everybody deals with is you have thoughts. You have up to 70,000 thoughts a day. It's insane to think about that. I don't know how they even count that, but honestly, I feel like I have that many just myself. If your thoughts are the culmination of just things you think about it, what happens to thoughts? Thoughts then turn into choices. When you have choices, your choices are made and then things happen. These things are called experiences. Some are good, some are bad. Guess which ones go into your subconscious program? Remember, it is like a virus in your computer. It's bad, okay? It's only going to register the bad experiences for the most part. Unfortunately, the good experiences it's going to memorize is a lot of them are going to be short-term gains that make you feel better. I'm not going to go in detail on that, but you know what I'm talking about. So a lot of your bad experiences, what happens? It's going to create emotions. And what are your emotions? They're your past experiences. If you have a bad experience, and everybody has it, and you get a negative emotion from that, then that negative emotion is now programmed in your subconscious mind. And then the next time you have a thought about that particular action, that experience you did, your body goes, oh, hold on, wait a minute. That was really painful last time we did it, and I'm going to do everything to avoid it. How am I going to do it? I'm going to fire up your emotions, and your emotions is going to create your feelings. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want you guys not to feel stuff, but the problem is feelings and emotions in the business world is what is flowing a lot of your actions, okay? If I'm telling you have to fail at doing things over and over to be successful, this cycle I'm teaching here right now is telling you the opposite. So if I have a thought, we make choices. The experiences, if it's good or bad, if we have a bad experience, it winds up being a negative emotion that relies on our past experience. It gives me feelings of maybe you feel sad, maybe you feel hurt, maybe you feel like you got ripped off or burned, and then now this is burnt in your subconscious, okay? All this right here, this is your subconscious. By the way, your subconscious, that's your choice. If you're going to rely on your subconscious programming, you are doomed to repeat the cycle over and over again, and you're doomed to repeat your past. This is crazy. So you have to stop repeating your past, because let's face it, if your past hasn't got you where you want to be, if you're broke, if you're struggling financially, or you are not happy with what you're doing, you have to make a change. In order for you to change, you have to be uncomfortable. All this basically equates to your personality. And for you to make this change to get whatever you want in life, if you want financial freedom, you're going to have to make a massive change. You're going to have to get uncomfortable, and it's scary. I get it. But which is scarier? If you don't change, you're going to be stuck in your past and you already don't like it. So what are you really risking? What is your flaw that you will not move in the future? It's the unknown. I promise you, people hate change, but you have to embrace change to get to where you want to go. They did a study, and what they find out that is by the time most people reach the age of 35, they are stuck in their ways, which means they do this exact pattern I just showed you on this graphic illustration, and you have to decide, do you want to stick in this graphic? This is why I drew this graphic, a terrible handwriting, but you need to visually see it, and I need to explain it to you, because this is the huge key of how I broke out of having everything I really want in life, and I want to share this with you. So the real key is, Rick, how do I do this? How do I break this cycle? I get it. I'm in it. So you're already along with step number 1. So basically, I'm going to give you a 5-step process on how to make any change to become wildly rich and get whatever you want in your life. The question is, are you going to do it? So the first thing you have to do is understand that you're running on your subconscious programming, and you got to change that. This is anything that's automatic. It's things you do to feel comfortable and your body goes to the known. So to do that, we have to run off our conscious program, the stuff we're aware of, the stuff we want to do. Remember, we all want to be healthy. We want this. We want to lose weight. We want to be more physically fit. But then it comes to actually doing it, and then your body goes back to the known, and that known is your unconscious programming. So let's move over to our conscious programming. How do we do that? It's a simple 5-step process. If you follow this, you can make a massive change. Anybody can do this. The question is, will you do it? So number 1 is you have to recognize your programming. So the minute you start doing something that you can't stand you do, understanding it's your unconscious programming, it's flawed, it's not even your fault, but now you need to recognize it. Once you recognize it, then you can address it. How we address it is in step 2. Step 2 is addressing, once you recognize this pattern, this terrible pattern. If you ever do negative talk, if you do it aloud amongst your friends and family, fix it. Make a commitment when you wake up in the morning, I'm not going to say anything negative today. I promise you, it's going to be painful. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be hard. You are so hardwired. To do this, you have to make a decision not to. If you do a lot of complaining, if people tell you, man, all you do is complain, like you're really like you're a chronic complainer. Unfortunately, a complaining is going to attract the wrong crowd for you. So now you recognize it, you address it, you fix it. You say, I'm not going to do this anymore. My goal is to get through today without complaining. But I promise you, you're going to complain. It's built into your subconscious programming. So the minute you do it, just stop. Just stop. Go, I'm not doing that today. Stop. Nope. So when you have the thoughts of negativity or complaining, stop it. Here's another one, guys. Ready? Gossiping. When you sit there and talk about people behind their back, what are you really accomplishing? You're just creating distrust. You're creating conflict. There is no benefit. It just gives you that instant gratification. With social media, it's like ridiculously out of control. So the minute you start gossiping, stop. There is no benefit to it. It's nothing but hearsay, and it hurts people's feelings. It always gets back to someone, and you've known this happens to you, but you took that instant gratification. So now you address it, you fix it. The minute you start it, and you will, stop. Just grab your lips, stop. I'm telling you, it works. Guys, I can go all day. Make a list of the things that you know that's really holding you back financially. It's going to avoid you from ever getting out of poverty. And you're never going to be rich. And guys, rich is more than money. Rich is about being an abundant person, about helping out as many people as you can, about having freedom of your time and helping out your family, your children, your friends, your relatives, whatever it is. Guys, those of you spending too much time on social media, you know what I'm talking about. You just keep scrolling and scrolling. Why? Because you get an instant gratification from it. But for the most part, it doesn't really benefit you. Learn how to use social media to your advantage. Use it for marketing your business and stuff like that. TV, guys, I can go on forever on TV. TV is programming, and it's designed to keep your attention. Why? Because advertisers are going to pummel you with ads. I'm not saying eliminate TV, but schedule your TV. If you can record your TV, find a solution for all these issues that are holding you back and fix it. Address it, correct it. The first step is recognize it and then fixing it. This is the hardest part. You're going to have to do this for at least 30 days till you see progress in it. So remember we talked about working out weight loss? This is the same thing. You already know your previous thinking is getting you nowhere, so let's fix it and address it. Step 3, time flies by in life. And if you have some of these negative habits I've addressed earlier, is you have distractions, and these distractions take away from your day and they throw you off. So when you take that random phone call from your friend that all they want to do is gossip and they never get anywhere, just wait. Do not do it during your busy day. Set it aside. If you want to talk in the evening, I'm not telling you to be rude, but you're not getting anywhere talking to that friend. It doesn't mean you're not going to be your friend, but why spend 30 minutes gossiping on what's going on in your neighborhood? What's the benefit to you? There's no long-term benefit. It's actually going to hurt you. So the next step, basically in step 3, is I want you to create a schedule, because you need to dictate your time, because if you don't, you're Your environment will dictate it for you. You're gonna get random phone calls. You're gonna get emails you instantly respond to. So like, for instance, if you wanna work out and you know it's challenging for you and you don't have enough time and you're too tired in the day, you're just gonna have to get up an hour, maybe an hour and a half earlier and do it. Then if you have to get through emails, get through your emails before the phones start ringing everything so you can address everything and start your day out right. It's up to you to set the tone of your day. If you let your environment set it, you wake up when you want, you take random phone calls, you watch TV, you're not gonna get anything done with that day. So I want you to create a schedule. So just use a Google Calendar. It's free, it's easy, it's gonna be extraordinarily painful in the beginning. It's gonna make you uncomfortable. I want you to be accountable. I don't want you to book every minute of your day. Leave 2-hour blocks, get work done, leave yourself a break. But if you don't dictate what you're gonna get done in the day, that day's gonna go by, that week's gonna go by, that year's gonna go by, and your life's gonna go by, and you're not gonna accomplish the things you wanna get done. You're definitely not gonna get rich, and you definitely don't have freedom of your time because your environment is going to dictate how much time you have, and I don't want you to do that. Number 4 is you have to set goals. Set some goals and review them. You have to have something to strive for. The more you're working towards a goal, the more accountable you can be, which honestly leads me to step 5. Okay, the last part of this is you've got to be accountable, and you don't need to be accountable to some coach. You don't even need to be accountable to your wife. You have to make change, and what did I say in the beginning? It has to be for you. Start being accountable to yourself. You know how you be accountable to yourself? Stop telling yourself lies. Stop making excuses and just say, hey, listen, I'm going to do this. And when it doesn't quite work out, make the adjustments to stay on track. So if you get off schedule one day and you didn't make as many phone calls as you want, try to make up for the next day. Don't beat yourself up. But if you're not going to be honest with yourself and accountable, change is going to be like a real challenge. So at the end of the day, guys, it's up to you. You can have whatever you want in your life. I waited till I was 33 to wake up and go, my God, I can do so much more than this. Okay. And it took me a while to figure this out. I want you to take my 20 plus years of experience of being an entrepreneur and being free and having all the money I want, having all the time that I want. It's up to you if you want to make this change. I guarantee you're going to be attacked from the outside because the minute you change, you're going to be a different person. It doesn't mean your values are different. It just means you want to bring more prosperity in your life. You want everyone to have more, but for you to do that, you're going to have to beat 95% of the population. And the minute you start to climb this ladder, they're going to try to pull you down. Remember, the only person you answer to is you. Why am I going to listen to 95% of the people if they haven't figured out they're broke and they're working like regular jobs and they're helping build other people's dreams? I want you to do the opposite. You can have whatever you want in life, okay? I took a risk when I was 33 and I decided to make a massive change, and it's the reason I'm talking to you today. And I want you to have the same success. I don't care how much money you make. I just want you to have financial freedom to do whatever you want, and don't compare yourself to anyone else other than you. Only be accountable to you. Stop trying to make everybody happy. Make that change. I want you to take these actions. I want you to learn to get out of your head. I want you to learn how to fix the problem you're having now and get off your unconscious program to your conscious programming. And number 3, I want you to take action to fix this problem. This video, I've given you everything. So go back, rewind it. I was just like most of you on this video. It was just a perpetual loop. Once you realize you're in a perpetual loop and you're living in your past and you're never going to grow and really make change, become financially free, and more important, have freedom of your time until you break this loop. So my question to you is, let me know in the comments, are you stuck in this loop, and are you going to commit to make a change? It's something you're going to have to work on every day. It's going to make you uncomfortable, but remember, if you focus on the end goal, the results you want in this short life to be truly free, and guys, make the change and make the commitment. Do not put it off another day. Start right now. I want you to have everything in life. You absolutely deserve it. So do me a favor. If you like this video, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. This is RIck Ginn. I want you to have everything you want in life. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.